So in this storm, watch this. Jesus doesn't come with the answer right away before he asks a question. Because sometimes questions tell us more about us than answers. And so before Jesus can speak to the storm, he wants to know, where is their faith? And maybe you're going through a storm on this morning, and God is asking you, where is your faith? But God, I want you to turn this thing around. Where is your faith? But God, you can do anything but fail. I know I can, but I got to ask you a question. Where is your faith? My money is funny. Where is your faith? Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Where is your faith? Because before I speak to your storm, I got to speak to you. Where is your faith? The sunshine doesn't expose your faith. The storm exposes your faith. How are you dealing with the storms in your life? Maybe God needs you to answer his question before he answers your prayer. Because we serve a God that asks questions. And again, the questions are used to expose either wisdom or ignorance, abundance or lack thereof. And so God comes and knocks on Elijah's door. Actually, he's in a cave, but he comes and knocks on his door. He says, "What are you doing here?" Now, anytime God asks you, "What are you doing here?" you can assume you're in the wrong place. If you get to heaven and he says, "What are you doing here?" he won't do that. But if he asks you, "What are you doing here?" you can assume you're in the wrong place. If you wake up from slumber with a man that's not your husband and he asks, "What are you doing here?" you can assume you're in the wrong place. If you're in the club with all the lights or lack thereof, and you're at the bar getting a drink, and you hear a still small voice saying, "What are you doing here?" you can assume you're in the wrong place. You can be in your house in the wrong place on the internet, and you go to that website and he says, "What are you doing here?" But when God asks, "What are you doing here?" you can assume you're in the wrong place. Has God ever asked you that question? What are you doing here? When the prodigal son came to his senses, he said, "What am I doing here?" So God asks you a question to interrupt the previously scheduled event. He interrupts with a question. Have you ever been talking and teaching? Maybe teachers can identify with this. And somebody raises their hand. Now, you could be flowing, but the fact that they raise their hand to ask a question interrupts. And some of us are flowing in life, but then God raises his hand and says, "I got a question. What are you doing here?" Sometimes life can be going great. And he'll raise his hand. "I got a question. Call on me. Call on me." What are you doing here? I don't care how long you've been there, God still asks the question, "What are you doing there?" And sometimes you need a question to interrupt false comfort. The lepers asked, "Why sit we here till we die?" Somebody's got to question you. Some of your co-workers, God would even use them. You say you save, why curse ye? What are you doing here? You say you're saved. What say ye about our boss? What are you doing here? Huh? God will even use enemies, unsaved people, heathens, to question you. That's why I'm scared to go some places, especially in Greensboro. I can't walk in the club in Greensboro. Pastor O, what are you doing here? Can I take a picture with you? No. What are you doing here? Huh. That's why I can never go to a nightclub. I don't care how hard times get. You know why? Because somebody's going to say, what are you doing here? And whether you believe it or not, there's some people that attend every Sunday. They are in compromising positions, and that when you compromise, you'll meet them there. So God would ask questions. What are you doing here? What are you doing? I don't know, Pastor. Hang it on. He'll ask you a question to interrupt your plans. So God asked a question. Let me ask somebody, why did you give up? I got a question. Why'd you give up? Times got hard. Is that an excuse? Or is that a reason? Why did you give up? Got a question. Why did you commit adultery? Why? I just want to know why. I'm not trying to judge you. I just got a question. Why? Why are you a woman that likes other women? I'm not going to judge you right now. I just got a question. Why? What can a woman offer you that a man can't? Why? And now they got some big tough women that will throw you around. Why? Why do you need another man? There's somebody for everybody. Why? Sometimes in church, we got to stop and ask the question,